this crop of quarterbacks that is coming out in the draft this year is got there's a long season of football. The two guys on the marquee got off to a rough start in Howell and Rattler. Although I did watch Sam Howell play at North Carolina. I have not seen the Oklahoma game, and I'm looking forward to watching that. I watched Penn State Wisconsin last night instead.
I watched the Oklahoma game. I watched the Wisconsin game, and
the Oklahoma game. You weren't impressed with Rattler, right?
I was not impressed.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I need to watch that game. The truth is,
he just didn't look special.
No, I mean. It might be Malik Willis out of Liberty. It might be Carson Strong out of Nevada. It might be Keaton Slovis out of USC.
It might be Sam Howell or Spencer Rattler.
It might be Sam Howell or Spencer Rattler, yes.
It's a game.
And if they don't take a quarterback, if there's no quarterback that's worth it when they're on the board, then, okay, fair enough. You can roll with Goff for another season and you got the extra draft pick the following year. Or you can dip into the free agent market. I think we're being a little quick to judge this quarterback class if we're giving up on it already. But
be very quick.
Yeah.
Very quick. Let it play out.
Yep.
We got a lot of college football to go this year. And by the way, the NFL season still has to be played.
Yes.
See what happens there. And if your feelings change at all, they may not. They may. You don't know.
Yeah.
Let it all play out, and then you get to next April, and I think we might be covering the draft. We might pay some attention to that. Oh.
Okay.
I mean, look, if you didn't want a quarterback, you're already thinking, well, let's get Thibodeau, the pass rusher from Oregon. Well, he got hurt. So now is he off the board?
He's off the board.
Because he got hurt? I mean, let it all play out.
Yeah, it's way too early to start saying, there's going to be no quarterbacks this year or there's going to be plenty of quarterbacks. I mean, I think me and you, Doug, we kind of differ on the quarterback situation and drafting a quarterback. I think if you see one you love, you take it. That's the opportunity to take it. You don't. Of course, every year there's going to be quarterbacks in the draft. But it doesn't mean every year there's going to be good quarterbacks in the draft. Also, you have to be in position to take those quarterbacks. The Lions obviously chose not to take a quarterback in this past draft for whatever reason. They passed on Justin Fields, Mac Jones. So maybe they'll take one in this upcoming draft. But maybe they won't.
I'm not quite sure where I see differently than you when you said if you see one you love, you take it.
This is the thing. Well, not that part. But the part where you always say, I think your fallback is there's going to be quarterbacks in next year's draft.
Yes.
Yes, there will always be, but there might not be the right quarterback, and you might not be in position to take that quarterback. That's why I don't waste those opportunities when I see them.
Okay, I don't think we differ on that at all. I think if there's a quarterback I love, I take him, sure.
But I don't like the excuse. We'll just get one next year. It's not that easy.
Okay, if you don't see one you love, what do?
But
you get one next year. Right?
No, if it's available, though. You don't know what position you're going to be in. You don't even know if there's a quarterback you like next year.
But if the Lions have a quarterback a need in this coming draft,
yes,
and they're on the clock,
yes,
and there's a quarterback they love, yes, take him. And if there's not, then don't.
But you have to be in position.
You got to get one next. Well, what do you expect them to do?
If they're not in position to take a quarterback, then they can't take a. They're not going to reach. I wouldn't reach for one.
Well, then if there's not one the next year, then you got to get one in free agency or trade. But I don't think we differ at all. I'm saying I agree with you. You have to have a quarterback you love to justify taking him. And if there's not one, then plan B could be get one next year or free agency or trade, right?
Okay, when you brought up Tua, let's go 2 years ago, right? You're like, there's going to be a Tua next year, and there's going to be a Tua a year after that.
Yes.
That's not. I don't agree with that. I don't think there is going to be.
I think in this past draft, there were multiple quarterbacks I like more than Tua.
And they didn't take one, right?
No, they didn't. No, I liked him. They didn't, obviously.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have taken one either.
The guy I would have taken, I would have tried to trade back and get Mac Jones. And I said that was my guy. Outside of Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones was my guy.
Unless Sewell was there at 7, right?
I was happy with the Sewell pick. I could see doing it. I didn't think Mac Jones was a must-have guy, but he was the guy I liked the most outside of Trevor Lawrence.
See, for me, if I liked Mac Jones that much, I would have took Mac Jones at 7. I didn't like Mac Jones that much. Yeah. I think the quarterback position is that important that you got to take him when you got him.
Well, I'm not sure we're differing that much. what's clear is
I think what Khang is saying is that maybe the resource isn't going to be as good for the team the following year, because if the team gets a little bit better, then instead of picking the top 5, now you're picking outside the top 10, and in order to get the guy that you love, you have to have the higher pick.
Let me back up and say the ideal situation is that there is a quarterback that they love available in the next draft when they're on the board.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because sometimes guys just grab it because Spencer Rattler is the best quarterback on the board. You need a quarterback, you take him. I don't like that, that route or whatever. And that happens a lot in the NFL, I think.